Hey everybody, so this is Chris Loxley with Loxley String Studios, and I have a couple students working on the Lully Gavotte in Book 3 of Suzuki right now, so I wanted to do a brief video, talk over some of the teaching points, some bowings and things of that nature, and then be able to do a preview or a playthrough as well. So I'm going to pick out a couple sections, talking them in some detail, but then also be able to do a full playthrough for you. Okay, so in the beginning of this piece, really the most important thing to me is the feel, being in a 2-feel instead of a 4-feel for cut time, and also some of the bowings and articulations. In the second and third phrases, there are some challenging things going on with some slurs and some staccato notes that are on the lower strings that we need to make sure we articulate and bring them out. I'm going to play the first few phrases and then I'm going to talk about what I mean. Okay. Okay, so part of what I'm talking about there is in the third phrase, articulation. I really need to make sure I slow down my bow and get a little bit heavier with those C string notes so that I can make sure they all speak very clearly. What I hear most often with younger students in that section is that there's a little bit of a skim to the bow. Well, that's just a result of not slowing down and getting heavy enough on the C. Right? You really want to make sure that you dig into that C string note. Not that you whack it, but that you're nice, slow, and heavy so that you can get that note to speak. Okay, if you heard in the beginning of my phrasing, I really make sure that I have that 2 feel instead of that would be more of a 4 feel, right? I keep it light and bouncing and feeling in 2 as if I'm going to dance to it, right? I always tell my students to think about, the people in their wigs dancing around in court to this one. So I really overdid the 2 feel on that play. Right? That's part of what's really important to me in that phrase. Okay, so moving on, the next section is really, let's be honest, it's a left-hand exercise for the third position, right? And I think that a student should treat it as such, meaning let's land on the notes that we need to shift to so that we can really make sure we're working on the challenge, which is the shift itself. What I mean is I just take the scale out of the first part here and I land on my first finger in third position, and I do that repeatedly. You should stop the bow on the string, and if you have a perfect 1, it should be a ringing tone, the same as your 4th finger is a ringing tone in first position. I was a hair flat on that one until I corrected it, right? Okay? Only then should I go on to try to play the rest of the notes, and, before I have that mastered. Then, to me, the hard part is shifting back and immediately extending your finger. As you come back after, when I get to this C sharp, I'm already getting that B flat extension in my finger. So it looks like this. Another opportunity there for a landing exercise, right? again should be another big ringing tone for you. Suzuki's trying to help you here. If I get that ringing tone, the rest is easy, right? Maybe not that little part at the end, but you get the idea, okay? And then, of course, we repeat everything that we did after that pretty much with some small variants at the end to give us the end of the piece there, right? Okay, so that's Lully Gavotte. Those are the teaching points that I'm thinking about as I play through it, and hopefully that was helpful. Thanks.